Download my free legato course right now and learn to play fast in the fastest way possible. It's 4 core exercises that you need to focus on in order to reach the highest level of mastery. And then I'm going to give you the 3 sub-skills of legato. Once you master these 3 little skills, then the overall skill of playing very fast runs using hammer-ons and pull-offs will be very easy. So go sign up right now and get immediate access for free. See you in the course. Hi! 2 ways of expanding or using the pentatonic scale, because that's where most people start, right? We know that we get that pentatonic scale into our fingers, and then the next question is really, once we're a little bit tired of only using 5 notes, how can we expand that? And of course we can use the blue note on top of that. But there are really, the next level I went to was to use it in 2 different contexts. And those 2 different contexts are really melodic rock and just rock. And when I say rock, I mean blues scale-based rock. And AC/DC is a very good example of a band that nearly only uses blues scale-based rock because that's riff-based. And all those riffs are based on the blues scale. So let's say we're in E, and we would have a riff like... that type of rock, or stuff like that. What we're really doing here is basically playing power chords on top of each note of the blues scale. So, and that's how we build our riffs, basically. So if it's in the key of E, we would go... Oh, sorry. Right? And just build power chords, or chords that has the root note and then the 5th in them. And that's the one part, and that works just like the blues, actually. We use the blues scale on top of that, of course. So if we're in the key of E, we use the E blues scale. I hope you're with me on that. And then we can expand that, and that's the first key here. We can expand that with the Dorian minor, which is basically another way of saying that if we're in the key of E, we're playing a D major scale, and that is 1 whole step below the E. If this is E in the 12th fret here on the E string, you play a D major scale on top of that E blues scale. And if you take a piece of paper and you write out your E minor pentatonic with the blue note added, and then you sit down and write on top of that the notes of the D major scale, and then you play the whole thing from the bottom there and include all the notes, it will sound something like this. That was a scale with 8 notes in it because I included the blue note there. And so we are not adding a lot of notes because a lot of the notes are completely identical. So what we really do is add 2 notes to the 5-note blues scale. And we have those 2 notes added to it. And that's it. But that's an important addition here. And let me just show you how that sounds. So, but that would be, again, over a chord progression that is basically a riff or that is blues based. So let me just see if I can... That's just something like that, right? Here we go. So this would be the... That's just clean blues scale. Right? And then we can add the Dorian notes. But as you can hear, those are a little bit out, or so they sound, so we use them as passing notes, or we bend up from them. We do not rest on them for a long period of time. So I might... Back in the blues scale. I can take that ninth there, bend it up to the blue, to the pentatonic note, or make a run where I just play all the notes. You know, so if they come the faster they come, the less it means, the less each individual note actually means to the sound. But when we rest on notes, it's always the notes of the blues scale. So that's a very cool way of expanding your blues scale when you're playing over rock riffs. The second realm is the melodic rock realm. And here we start using that whole universe of major and minor, of playing, you know, a song. And that might be a song in major or minor. This is minor. So that would be the realm of all the chords being built from the major scale or the minor scale. And that's a totally different thing here. So let's just play a chord progression in A minor. And this is just totally outside of the blues realm. And you can hear the sound as well. This would be A blues. Right? That's a riff in A blues. I'm just building it on the notes of the A blues scale with power chords on top of them. And then here's a chord progression with real chords with 3 notes in them. D minor, and it all comes or are derived from the A minor scale. So I can play all kinds of chords here. So A minor, I can play C major. So that's another sound. And for that purpose, I'm adding another scale to the minor pentatonic. And in this case, I'm not going for that whole tone or whole step below. Before I said, okay, if I want to play a song, a blues-based song in A, and I want to expand that using the major scale, I can go down one whole step from the root note, which is A, down to G. We're just going to do it in A instead of E. And then I can play the major scale there. And if I take those notes, put them on top of my minor pentatonic, I get this sound. But I'm still focusing on the notes of the pentatonic scale because those sound really good. And the other ones are really cool to use as passing tones. Or to bend up from. Right? But we do not rest on them for extended period of time. But instead of doing that, instead of going down a whole step, as we did in the blues realm, we simply go up 1 minor third, which means that is 3 frets from the root note there, up to the root note of C. So I play a C major scale on top of that A minor pentatonic. Another way of saying that is just to play an A natural minor scale on top of your A minor pentatonic or A blues scale. It's the same thing. But just to stay in the major realm, and please look up on the music theory, but basically it's what I say here. Instead of going down one whole tone and playing the major scale there, we go up 1 minor third and play the major scale there. And if you place that on top of the A minor pentatonic, you get something that sounds like this. And if you sit down with a piece of paper and you draw it out, little dots on a piece of paper, then you'll quickly realize that the only difference between those two realms, the rock and the melodic rock, is 1 note. And let's just say you're playing in the first position, minor blues scale. I just included the blue note there in the end. Then on your B string, right, you have that minor third there, or 3 frets, 2 notes, 3 frets apart. In the Dorian minor, we had the note placed just before the pinky. And that was for the blues rock, the rock based. But for the other realm, the melodic rock realm, we have the note placed, the extra note there, placed closer to the first finger. So those are either there or there. So let me just play a little chord progression, just using the A minor pentatonic with the A minor scale, natural minor scale. Or another word for that same scale is the C major scale. Same scale, 2 different names. Let me just play a little chord progression in A minor. Right? I have that running now. And these are random chords from the A minor scale. Right? And so I can use my A minor pentatonic over there. Right? And I can also use that C major / A minor scale. This is the note that differs from the Dorian minor. And I keep my emphasis on the notes of that, and on that minor pentatonic. And I can also use the blue note here, right? And get that bluesy sound. Now, if I start playing, start using the G major scale, which is one whole tone below the root note of A, which was the little recipe we had for rock. Blues bass rock. If I use that combination and hit that note, then it's going to sound pretty jazzy, to say the least. So let me, I have to record a new chord progression here. So let's just do it again. This is the normal or the natural minor. Now I go for the Dorian minor, the blues rock thing. Oh! And this is a sure sign that you're not using the right pentatonic major scale combination. And so what I did in the beginning was I thought, okay, if I can listen for the right key here, right? If I can find the right key and place my first position minor pentatonic shape on the right place of the neck, then okay, I have it. I have the key now. Then the second step, so if I was playing, let's just take another key here. If I was like, if I can then, oh, that doesn't sound right. Oh, it doesn't sound right. No. Oh, that might work. Where am I? Right? So I just searched and probed to find something that fit with that first position minor scale. But then I started adding the other notes. And I just assumed that, okay, let's assume that this is blues rock, the first category there. And I would mix it in with the major scale one whole tone down. Whoa! And as soon as I hit that note on the B string with my third finger, then it sounded awful, and then I know for sure that I have to use the natural minor, not the Dorian minor. And then I'm home. So it's 2 steps. Right? And the same thing goes for the other round. Let's do something in blues rock. Let's do it in A, like before. Then we have that running there, and I'm searching and probing. Oh, this works. Where are we? Okay, let's assume this is A minor. It was. So now we know it's A minor, and that A minor pentatonic fits. So let's test out using the natural minor scale, which is the major scale, 1/3 minor third above the root note, right? So. It sounds like I'm playing another song than the track. Right? So that doesn't work. So I was just trying the Dorian instead, the major scale one whole step below the root note. not a very good track for the example here, but because I'm resting a lot on the blue note chord of the scale. But that's the way I figured out what the whole song was in. You know, I found the key, then I found the what pentatonic major scale combination do I need to use. And the same thing goes for major. You have that rock realm, which is always the blues scale, and then for the melodic rock you have both major and minor. But the same thing goes there. So let me play a random chord progression in C major. So that's C major. I did the same thing, take the same minor pentatonic. No, no, no. Yeah, that seems to fit, right? So I use the A minor pentatonic to play over a chord progression in C major. So that's just a minor third below the major. Okay, let me now mix that with the Dorian minor. Whoa, that's a Dorian note again. Sounds like, right? So that's not a good idea. Let me mix it with the natural minor, which is the major scale, one minor third above the root note of the A minor here. So, oh, that's good. So now I have the minor pentatonic. So I did this for quite a lot of time, a long time, where these were the tools I used. And to be frank, there's a lot of musicians out there in the styles of rock and pop who never get beyond these tools. So these are really, really powerful, and you don't really need other tools than that. You don't need to navigate if you're in the style of pop, rock, whatever, progressive. So this is a really powerful little bundle of tools, and I hope you understood everything I said here. If not, then look up the theoretical perspectives, look at it on the fretboard, watch some other videos, and then come back here and see how much you understand then, because that's really the way to get clarity. So I hope this was valuable to you, and I hope to see you in another video.